Chosen ones, listen carefully with your spirit, because what I am about to reveal is not a matter of coincidence, timing, or human chance. There are hearts that have been stirred, emotions that have been awakened, and desires that have been ignited, yet restrained. Someone is fighting their feelings for you, wrestling with the intensity of what God has placed in their heart. This is not mere infatuation, not fleeting desire, not a passing thought. This is divine orchestration. Romans 8:28 reminds us that all things work together for good to those who love God and are called according to His purpose. What is happening is part of God's plan, and no force on earth or in the spiritual realm can circumvent it. Understand, chosen ones, that God is not letting them escape, just as He held Abraham in covenant with Sarah. Even when the promise seemed delayed, God holds hearts in alignment for His purpose. Genesis 21:1-2 shows us that God intervened in timing and desire to bring about fulfillment. That same divine hand is orchestrating this connection now. The person who is fighting their feelings is not doing so out of weakness or defiance, but because the Spirit of God is teaching restraint, patience, and holiness. God knows that unbridled emotions without obedience are dangerous. He knows that love must be purified before it manifests. This struggle is not random. It is a spiritual crucible designed to test character, faith, and discernment. James 1:2-4 reminds us to count it all joy when we face trials, knowing that the testing of our faith produces perseverance. The heart that desires you is under trial, and its desire is being tempered by divine wisdom. They may feel confusion, frustration, or even fear because God is not allowing them to act on impulse. Every glance, every thought, every prayerful moment is being measured, weighed, and refined. Heaven is at work, and the enemy cannot manipulate what God has appointed. Chosen ones, you may notice the signs. The person who is fighting their feelings may be drawn to you repeatedly, yet hesitant to approach. They may find themselves thinking of you in quiet moments, yet restraining themselves in action. Proverbs 4:23 says, "Above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it." God is protecting both of you from impulsive mistakes and premature decisions. Their resistance is not rejection, it is preparation. It is the Spirit of God ensuring that when alignment occurs, it is whole, righteous, and covenantal. There is a divine rhythm to this fight. Emotions alone do not sustain relationships, obedience does. 1 Corinthians 13:4-7 reminds us that love is patient, kind, and not easily angered. Love guided by God does not rush, does not panic, and does not manipulate. The very fact that someone is fighting their feelings is evidence that God's hand is upon them. He is teaching them self-control, humility, and perseverance. They are learning that attraction without holiness is dangerous, and that passion without purpose can destroy destiny. Chosen ones, understand that this is not about waiting for the world to make a move. It is about waiting for God to move. Ecclesiastes 3 tells us that there is a time for everything, a season for every activity under heaven. Timing is critical. Desire without divine timing leads to chaos, confusion, and compromise. God holds hearts, not to tease but to protect. He restrains what is powerful until what is righteous is ready. The person struggling with their feelings is being held in alignment with God's perfect plan. They may not yet know the depth of their own heart, but God does. This struggle is also refining you, chosen ones. You may sense the tension, the hesitation, the delay, and wonder why things are not moving forward, but Psalm 27:14 encourages, "Wait for the Lord, be strong and take heart and wait for the Lord." While they wrestle with their feelings, God is shaping your heart, preparing you for wisdom, maturity, and clarity. Patience is being cultivated. Discernment is being strengthened, and trust in His timing is being anchored deeply within you. This is not a test of your patience alone. It is a test of your faith, your reliance on God, and your ability to remain steadfast while He orchestrates what is meant for you. Chosen ones, notice that God's restraint is also protective. Impulsive actions often lead to heartache. Relationships built on unchecked desire frequently collapse under pressure. Proverbs 19:2 reminds us that desire without knowledge is not good. God restrains so that the outcome is good, so that the manifestation of love will be anchored in truth, righteousness, and covenant. What is being withheld now is the very thing that will later be revealed as immeasurably precious, unshakable, and aligned with His will. There is a spiritual battle surrounding this scenario. Ephesians 6:12 says, "For we do not wrestle against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the powers of this dark world, and against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly realms." The enemy often seeks to exploit desire, to push hearts into premature action, to create confusion and division. But God's hand is stronger than the enemy's schemes. The very fact that they are fighting their feelings is evidence that God's Spirit is intervening. He is protecting both hearts from compromise, deception, and pain. Chosen ones, understand that the intensity of their feelings is a reflection of the purpose God has placed within them for you. Jeremiah 2:9-11 declares that God has plans to prosper you and not to harm you, to give you a future and a hope. The love and longing stirring within them is not random, it is purposeful. Heaven has designed this connection to align with destiny, calling, and assignment. What they feel is a foretaste of what will be fully revealed in God's perfect timing. This struggle is also a form of divine training. They are learning patience, humility, and restraint. Galatians 5:22-23 lists the fruit of the Spirit: love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. These are not optional qualities. They are essential for a love that lasts. Every moment they wrestle with their emotions is an opportunity for growth, sanctification, and alignment with God's plan. Their fight is not a rejection of you. It is an embrace of God's guidance. Chosen ones, you may see hints of their feelings in subtle ways. A lingering gaze, a hesitant smile, a thoughtful gesture, a message unsent, a call unmade. These are not coincidences. They are signs of the Spirit's work, indicators of restraint, markers of preparation. Proverbs 3:5-6 encourages trusting in the Lord with all your heart and acknowledging Him in all your ways. Both hearts are being directed by Him. Every unsaid word, every unacted impulse is under divine orchestration. There will be moments of frustration, chosen ones. You may question why the timing is slow, why clarity has not yet arrived, why action seems restrained. But Psalm 37:7 instructs, "Be still before the Lord and wait patiently for Him." Stillness is not inactivity, it is trust. The fight happening in another's heart is not a loss of opportunity. It is a manifestation of God's hand controlling what cannot yet be contained by human will. What He restrains, He protects. What He delays, He perfects. This battle of the heart is also a reminder that true love is never coercive. It cannot be forced, hurried, or manipulated. 1 Corinthians 13:4-7 reminds us that love is patient and kind, does not envy, does not boast, and is not proud. God's restraint ensures that love will be genuine, enduring, and sanctified. What is fought for under His guidance becomes far more precious than what is seized by impulse. Their wrestling with feelings is the preparation for a love that is holy, covenantal, and lasting. Chosen ones, recognize that prayer is key in this season. Both hearts are being formed, aligned, and refined through spiritual communion. Philippians 4:6-7 tells us to present our requests to God with thanksgiving, and His peace will guard our hearts and minds. Prayer is the conduit through which restraint becomes obedience, desire becomes disciplined, and longing becomes sacred anticipation. When you pray for the person who is wrestling with feelings, you participate in God's orchestration. You are not passive in this. Your intercession is shaping destiny. This struggle also teaches both hearts discernment. They are learning the difference between fleeting emotion and enduring affection, between temporary attraction and divine purpose. Psalm 119:10-5 says, "God's word is a lamp to our feet and a light to our path." By grounding themselves in His word, the one fighting their feelings is discovering clarity, boundaries, and guidance. What may feel confusing to the natural mind is clear in the spiritual realm. God is revealing the alignment of hearts before the alignment of lives. Chosen ones, understand that this battle within another's heart is evidence of God's involvement, not their weakness. Resisting feelings requires discipline, courage, and surrender to divine authority. It is easier to act on desire than to obey God. Yet, every moment they hold back is a victory of the Spirit over impulse. Hebrews 12:11 reminds us that no discipline seems pleasant at the time, but painful discipline produces a harvest of righteousness and peace for those trained by it. Their struggle is producing righteousness. Their restraint is PR, producing peace, and their obedience is producing alignment. This fight is also a sign of protection for you. God is shielding you from premature entanglement, impulsive decisions, and relationships built on incomplete understanding. Proverbs 4:6 tells us not to forsake wisdom and to prize understanding above all else. The struggle they experience is ensuring that when love is acted upon, it is safe, mature, and sanctified. What feels like delay is actually divine timing. What feels like resistance is actually divine protection. And what feels like tension is actually divine preparation. Chosen ones, there is a deep spiritual lesson in this. Love that is rushed rarely lasts, but love that is refined under God's hand endures. 1 Peter 1:6-7 compares trials to the refining of gold, showing the genuineness and value of faith. Similarly, hearts held in tension, fighting yet restrained, are being refined for covenant. What God protects and restrains now will emerge in power, clarity, and alignment that the world cannot manufacture or anticipate. As you watch and wait, remember that God's control is perfect. He is not absent in the struggle. He is orchestrating it. Ecclesiastes 3:11 assures us that He makes everything beautiful in its time. Your timing, their timing, and the alignment of both hearts are under His sovereign hand. What is being withheld temporarily is being perfected eternally. The fight of feelings you witness now is the testimony of God's patience, wisdom, and redemptive power in action, showing that love, when guided by Him, is never wasted, never random, and always purposeful. Chosen ones, understand this: the battle occurring within another's heart is not merely emotional. It is spiritual, divine, and deliberate. God is orchestrating every moment, guiding every thought, and guarding every impulse so that when the time comes for expression, it will be both holy and powerful. Psalm 37:23-24 reminds us, the Lord makes firm the steps of the one who delights in Him. Though he may stumble, he will not fall, for the Lord upholds him with His hand. Their struggle with feelings is a sign of God's hand at work, upholding them, protecting them, and ensuring that every movement toward you aligns with His purpose. The one fighting their feelings may wrestle with confusion, frustration, and inner conflict. Yet God is using these very moments to cultivate patience and spiritual depth. Proverbs 16:9 tells us that a person's heart plans their course, but the Lord establishes their steps. No matter how strong their desire may be, God establishes the path, and He restrains what could otherwise move recklessly. This restraint is a protective measure, ensuring that impulsive actions do not derail destiny or compromise the sacred nature of what is unfolding. The struggle you observe is not weakness, it is divine obedience. Chosen ones recognize that God is teaching lessons of humility in this season. The one battling their emotions is being reminded that love is not about self-gratification, but about alignment with God's will. Matthew 22:37-39 tells us to love the Lord with all our heart, soul, and mind, and to love our neighbor as ourselves. The heart that is learning restraint is learning to prioritize God's plan above personal desire, a lesson that ensures the foundation of any future relationship is built on covenant, not impulse. Their fight is producing maturity, reverence, and spiritual sensitivity that will safeguard the relationship from the challenges of life. This season of internal struggle is also a training ground for discernment. They are learning to differentiate between mere attraction and God-ordained connection. Song of Solomon 3:4 reminds us, I have found the one whom my soul loves. True love, guided by God, do. As not act prematurely, It waits, it evaluates, it tests, and it confirms. The wrestling they experience ensures that when their feelings are finally acted upon, they are not driven by fleeting emotion, but by confirmation of God's purpose. Divine timing prevents mistakes, while human impulse often accelerates regret. Chosen ones, your own heart is also being prepared during this period. While they wrestle, God is nurturing patience, faith, and trust in you. Psalm 27:14 instructs, "Wait for the Lord, be strong, and take heart, and wait for the Lord." Your strength is being tested not in inaction, but in spiritual trust. You are learning to remain steadfast, to guard your own heart, and to maintain focus on God's plan rather than human schedules. The delay is not denial, it is refinement, ensuring that both hearts will meet in alignment, readiness, and spiritual maturity. The intensity of their feelings, even as they fight them, is proof of God's divine purpose. Jeremiah 2:9-11 assures us that God has plans to prosper us and give us hope. The stirrings within their heart are not accidents. They are part of a divine sequence that ensures alignment with destiny. Every glance, every unsent message, every hesitant gesture is under God's sovereign control. Heaven is actively orchestrating a connection that will honor His name and fulfill His will. The tension you observe is a sacred tension, meant to preserve purity, honor, and spiritual integrity. Chosen ones understand that this struggle also creates accountability. They are being tested on their ability to obey God, resist temptation, and act with righteousness, even when their emotions demand otherwise. 1 Corinthians 10:13 reminds us that God provides a way of escape so that we can endure temptation. Resisting feelings is not easy, but it is necessary. The struggle ensures that when they finally express their heart, it is not reckless or destructive, but deliberate, faithful, and aligned with God's plan. Their restraint is a mark of character, spiritual maturity, and readiness for covenant. This season will also reveal the power of intercession. Philippians 4:6-7 emphasizes presenting our requests to God through prayer, which produces peace that guards hearts and minds. Praying for the one who is wrestling with feelings is not passive. It is an active participation in God's orchestration. Your prayers align spiritual forces, clarify their heart, and release God's peace into their wrestling. Prayer transforms struggle into obedience, hesitation into discernment, and desire into holy anticipation. Chosen ones, notice that this internal battle is not merely personal. It is relationally formative. The one fighting feelings is learning boundaries, restraint, and the sacredness of your shared destiny. Boundaries are critical for preserving trust, avoiding missteps, and ensuring that what God has purposed is not corrupted by human impulsivity. Proverbs 2:5-28 compares a person without self-control to a city broken into and left without walls. Their self-restraint now is the wall that protects the integrity of your future together. This season will also shock people because it demonstrates God's sovereignty over human emotions. Ephesians 2:10 reminds us that we are God's workmanship, created in Christ Jesus for good works that God prepared in advance. Emotions, when under God's control, do not dictate destiny, they confirm it. The person fighting their feelings is not lost or confused. They are being guided by the Spirit. Their inner conflict is evidence of obedience, not weakness, and alignment, not accident. Heaven is directing hearts, even when human reasoning fails to see the full picture. Chosen ones, there will be moments of temptation and doubt. They may feel the pull to act premature, to reveal what they feel before God's timing is right. Yet God's Spirit restrains them. Galatians 5:22-23 lists self-control as a fruit of the Spirit. Every moment they exercise self-control strengthens the foundation of your eventual connection. It transforms fleeting desire into covenantal commitment, impulsive attraction into enduring love. What may seem like hesitation is actually preparation for a union that will honor God, uplift both hearts, and impact destinies. This struggle also creates anticipation. Chosen ones, it deepens longing, sharpens clarity, and aligns focus. Song of Solomon 2:7 and 3:5. Advise not to awaken love before its time. Love that is rushed often breaks, but love that waits strengthens. The person wrestling with feelings is learning that anticipation does not diminish intensity, it refines it. Desire restrained by God becomes desire perfected by purpose. Their struggle is producing a love that will arrive with clarity, confidence, and spiritual maturity. Chosen ones, understand that this internal battle is also a battlefield for character. They are learning humility, patience, and obedience in private, so that when their heart is revealed publicly, it will demonstrate integrity. 1 Peter 1:6-7 compares trials to the refining of gold, producing genuineness and worth. Their struggle ensures that what they bring to you is not impulsive emotion, but refined, sanctified, and enduring love. Heaven is preparing both hearts so that when they meet, the connection will be unshakable. This season is further a time of discernment. They are discovering the difference between human desire and divine purpose, between fleeting infatuation and covenantal love. Proverbs 3:5-6 instructs, trusting the Lord with all your heart and acknowledging Him in all ways. Their hesitation is not indecision, it is discernment under divine guidance. God is teaching them to act in alignment, not emotion, ensuring that every step taken toward you is measured, holy, and strategic. Chosen ones notice the patterns emerging. Their thoughts may repeatedly return to you. Their prayers may quietly seek guidance, and their heart may wrestle with longing. Yet every restraint, every hesitation, and every inward struggle is God's hand shaping destiny. Psalm 37:5 instructs, commit your way to the Lord, trust in Him, and He will act. What you see as delay is divine action. What you perceive as restraint is divine protection. What you experience as waiting is divine preparation. This battle is not without purpose. It is shaping the capacity to love rightly, to prioritize holiness over impulse, and to act with wisdom when the time comes. 1 Corinthians 13:11 reminds us that when we were children, we spoke as children, thought as children, and reasoned as children. Maturity comes with time. God's timing is producing emotional and spiritual maturity that ensures the love expressed will be capable of enduring trials, honoring covenant, and reflecting His glory. As this inner struggle continues, as hearts wrestle with desire, yet obey divine guidance, there is a shaping happening that cannot be rushed, a refining that cannot be bypassed, and an alignment that cannot be manufactured by human effort. God is orchestrating every thought, regulating every emotion, and holding every step, so that when love is finally expressed, it will arrive with clarity, power, sanctity, and divine purpose, demonstrating to both of you and to the world that love restrained by God is love perfected by Him. Chosen ones, understand this. The struggle occurring within another's heart is not a punishment, nor is it a sign of weakness or indecision. It is the deliberate work of God, shaping a heart capable of sustaining the love He has ordained for you. Romans 5:3-5 remind us that suffering produces perseverance, character, and character, hope. This inner wrestling is producing hope that is anchored not in circumstance but in God's promises. What appears to the natural eye as hesitation is, in the spiritual realm, preparation, a divine molding that ensures readiness for covenant love. The person wrestling with their feelings may experience inner conflict daily. Thoughts of you invade moments of solitude. Prayers are whispered quietly, and yet they restrain themselves from action. This is not accidental. Proverbs 16:32 states, better a patient person than a warrior, those with self-control than those who take a city. God is teaching them patience through restraint and self-control through longing. Their desire is being harnessed, their heart is being trained, and their spirit is being aligned with divine timing. Chosen ones, God is also teaching lessons of discernment in this season. The one struggling with feelings is learning to differentiate between fleeting emotion and enduring love, between attraction that fades and covenant that lasts. Psalm 119:10-5 declares that God's word is a lamp to our feet and a light to our path. Through his word, the individual wrestling with desire is learning to navigate emotional turbulence with spiritual clarity. Their restraint is not random. It is a reflection of obedience and recognition that love without divine alignment is fragile and dangerous. This struggle is producing humility, chosen ones. Humility is the capacity to honor God's plan above personal desire. Matthew 22:37-39 instructs us to love the Lord with all our heart, soul, and mind, and to love others as ourselves. The heart that resists acting on powerful feelings is learning to prioritize God's will above its own impulses. Every moment of hesitation is an exercise in humility, teaching them to submit to divine ortho, to trust in God's timing, and to recognize that love expressed prematurely often leads to pain and confusion. Chosen ones, your own heart is not idle in this season. While they wrestle with their emotions, God is shaping your patience, strengthening your faith, and deepening your discernment. Psalm 2:7-14 instructs, "Wait for the Lord. Be strong and take heart and wait for the Lord." Waiting is not passive. It is active spiritual engagement. Your prayers, reflections, and acts of obedience are part of the divine orchestration that aligns both hearts. The tension you feel, the longing you sense is not neglect, it is preparation. God's restraint also serves to protect both of you. Impulsive actions often lead to regret and heartache. Proverbs 19:2 reminds us that desire without knowledge is not good. By holding back the expression of feelings, God ensures that when love is finally revealed, it is rooted in wisdom, grounded in holiness, and capable of sustaining covenant. What seems like delay is, in truth, divine protection. The struggle within their heart is a shield for both of you, preserving what is sacred until it can flourish properly. Chosen ones, this period is producing emotional and spiritual maturity. Galatians 5:22-23 speaks of the fruit of the Spirit: love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Each day they restrain their impulses. The Spirit is cultivating these qualities. Each moment of internal wrestling is a lesson in patience, a test of character, and a step toward love that is disciplined, faithful, and enduring. Their fight is the refining fire that prepares love for longevity and sanctity. This struggle also emphasizes the importance of prayer. Philippians 4:6-7 instructs us to present requests to God with thanksgiving so His peace can guard our hearts and minds. Praying for the person who wrestles with feelings is not passive, it is an active participation in God's divine orchestration. Your prayers fortify them, align hearts, and invite the Spirit to guide emotions. Prayer transforms internal conflict into spiritual growth, hesitation into obedience, and longing into anticipation. Chosen ones, notice the subtle signs: a lingering glance, a message unsent, a hesitant gesture, a quiet pause when words might have flown. These are indicators of God's hand at work, markers of restraint, and evidence of divine orchestration. Proverbs 3:5-6 reminds us to trust the Lord with all our hearts and lean not on our own understanding. What seems confusing or uncertain to the natural mind is clear to the Spirit. Every act of restraint, every internal wrestle, and every unexpressed thought is guided by God to align with purpose. There will be moments when frustration arises. You may question why clarity has not yet arrived or why action seems restrained. Yet Psalm 37:7 reminds us, "Be still before the Lord and wait patiently for Him." Stillness is not inactivity, it is trust. The battle within another's heart is under divine supervision. What appears as delay is divine orchestration. What seems like hesitation is protection. What seems like struggle is preparation for a love that is sacred, enduring, and aligned with God's perfect plan. This struggle also teaches both hearts the value of discernment. They are learning to recognize the difference between transient emotion and covenantal love. Proverbs 2:6 assures us that the Lord gives wisdom and knowledge comes from His mouth. They are being guided to make decisions from a place of spiritual insight rather than emotional impulsivity. This discernment ensures that when they express their feelings, it is done with integrity, clarity, and obedience to God. Chosen ones recognize that this tension is producing anticipate, ion, not frustration. Song of Solomon 2:7 advises, "Do not arouse or awaken love until it so desires." Anticipation refines desire, sharpens clarity, and deepens spiritual focus. The person fighting their feelings is learning that restraint does not diminish intensity, it perfects it. Their internal struggle is cultivating a love that will arrive with purpose, power, and alignment with God's will. This battle is also forming character. Hebrews 12:11 reminds us that discipline, though unpleasant at the moment, produces a harvest of righteousness and peace. Each moment of resistance strengthens spiritual maturity, emotional stability, and relational readiness. Heaven is shaping hearts so that when connection occurs, it is capable of enduring trials, reflecting covenantal integrity and glorifying God. Chosen ones, there is also the aspect of protection from external interference. Ephesians 6:12 tells us that we do not wrestle against flesh and blood, but against spiritual forces. God is shielding both hearts from distractions, manipulation, and premature engagement. The struggle within is a protective measure, ensuring that what He has ordained is not corrupted by external pressure or impulsive action. This internal fight is producing endurance. 1 Corinthians 13:7 reminds us that love bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. Love guided by God endures trials, resists temptation, and maintains faithfulness. The one wrestling with feelings is learning endurance in silence, in restraint, and in spiritual obedience. Their internal struggle guarantees that the love expressed will not falter when tested. Chosen ones, this struggle also cultivates gratitude. 1 Thessalonians 5:18 encourages giving thanks in all circumstances. Anticipation, restraint, and divine orchestration teach appreciation for timing, wisdom, and alignment. When God's timing is honored, love is expressed with gratitude, reverence, and maturity. The tension now will result in a love that values covenant over convenience and obedience over impulse. The one fighting their feelings is also being trained in integrity. Colossians 3:23 instructs that whatever is done, it should be done heartily as for the Lord. Their restraint is not for human approval, but for divine obedience. They are learning that true love is guided by God, disciplined by principle, and grounded in faith. This integrity ensures that when they finally act, their love will be trustworthy, consistent, and covenantal. Chosen ones, understand that this season will prepare both of you for impact. Your eventual union will not be ordinary. It will reflect God's power, wisdom, and faithfulness. Isaiah 61:3 speaks of garments of praise instead of despair, oil of joy instead of mourning. The love emerging from this season will glorify God, inspire faith, and demonstrate the beauty of divine timing. Every struggle, restraint, and prayerful moment contributes to this testimony. As hearts wrestle, spirits mature, and anticipation deepens, the divine orchestration continues. Each inner conflict, each restraint, each whispered prayer contributes to a union that is not only emotionally powerful, but spiritually fortified. God is actively refining motives, strengthening resolve, deepening understanding, and aligning every step with His perfect plan. This is more than a human story of desire. It is a divine narrative of love, obedience, and covenant that will reveal His faithfulness, His timing, and His power in a way the world cannot replicate. Chosen ones, pay close attention, because the struggle within another's heart is a signal of God's intricate involvement. It is evidence that what you are witnessing is not random attraction, fleeting infatuation, or worldly desire, but a divine orchestration that transcends human understanding. Psalm 37:5 instructs, "Commit your way to the Lord, trust in Him, and He will act." The very fact that someone is fighting their feelings is proof that God is acting, controlling, restraining, and aligning hearts according to His perfect will. What is hidden now is being preserved for revelation in His time. Understand that this internal conflict is producing spiritual maturity. Galatians 5:22-23 speaks of the fruit of the Spirit: love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Each time they resist the impulse to act on desire, the Spirit is cultivating these qualities within them. Every hesitant glance, every unspoken word, and every quiet thought is a divine exercise in preparation. This is not indecision, this is sanctification in action. God is shaping a heart capable of sustaining a covenant that will honor Him and endure trials. Chosen ones, recognize that restraint is also an act of obedience. 1 Corinthians 10:13 reminds us that God provides a way to endure temptation. The one battling their emotions is being trained to obey God rather than succumb to impulsive feelings. Love that is guided by obedience is strong, enduring, and capable of withstanding the pressures of life. Their struggle is producing a love that will be deliberate, intentional, and aligned with divine purpose. This is the difference between passion that burns quickly and love that lasts eternally. This season is teaching both hearts patience. Psalm 2:7-14 encourages, "Wait for the Lord, be strong and take heart, and wait for the Lord." Patience is not passive. It is an active spiritual discipline that demonstrates faith in God's timing. While one heart wrestles, the other is learning to trust, to pray, and to remain steadfast. Waiting under God's guidance strengthens resolve, deepens understanding, and prepares both hearts for a union that will reflect His glory. Chosen ones, notice that the intensity of their feelings is proof of God's purpose. Jeremiah 2:9-11 assures that God has plans to prosper you and give you hope. Desire that is stirred under divine control is not frivolous, it is prophetic. It signals alignment, destiny, and divine intention. What may feel like frustration is actually a sacred tension, designed to teach restraint, refine character, and prepare for a covenantal expression of love that is whole, mature, and sanctified. This struggle is also a training ground for discernment. Proverbs 3:5-6 reminds us to trust in the Lord with all our hearts and not lean on our own understanding. Discernment ensures that the heart which desires you does so wisely, guided by divine insight rather than fleeting emotion. Their hesitation is a mechanism to protect both hearts from premature action, mistakes, or compromise. God is teaching them to distinguish between temporary attraction and enduring love, between emotional impulse and divine calling. Chosen ones, understand that the fight of the heart is also a protective measure. Proverbs 19:2 warns that desire without knowledge is not good. By restraining their feelings, God is preventing rash decisions and safeguarding what is sacred. The one wrestling with emotions is learning to act with wisdom, guided by the Spirit and aligned with destiny. This divine control ensures that when love is finally expressed, it will be capable of withstanding trials, honoring covenant, and glorifying God. There is also a spiritual battle surrounding the season. Ephesians 6:12 reminds us that our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against spiritual forces. The enemy often seeks to exploit desire, push hearts into premature action, and create confusion. Yet God's Spirit restrains, guides, and protects. The conflict you observe is evidence of divine intervention, not human weakness. Their restraint is the victory of obedience over impulse, of covenant over convenience, and of God's plan over human impatience. Chosen ones, you must also recognize the role of prayer in this process. Philippians 4:6-7 teaches us to present our requests to God with thanksgiving, so His peace may guard our hearts. Interceding for the one wrestling with feelings is not passive. It is a participatory act in God's divine orchestration. Prayer shapes their heart, aligns intentions, and invites God's guidance into every thought, action, and decision. Through prayer, the tension of desire transforms into disciplined anticipation, and the struggle becomes an instrument of sanctification. This period of struggle also cultivates integrity. Colossians 3:23 reminds us to do all as if for the Lord. Resisting emotions is not for human approval, but for obedience to God. Integrity underpins lasting love, and their struggle is producing the foundation upon which covenantal love will stand. Their internal battle ensures that the love revealed will be sincere, faithful, and capable of glorifying God in all circumstances. Chosen ones. Notice that the one battling feelings is also being taught the importance of accountability. Proverbs 2:17 says, "As iron sharpens iron, so one person sharpens another." They are learning to be responsible for their emotions, to navigate longing without causing harm, and to act with wisdom under divine oversight. Their restraint cultivates self-awareness, emotional maturity, and spiritual depth. This ensures that when love is eventually expressed, it is guided by integrity, alignment, and covenantal commitment. This season also emphasizes the value of anticipation. Song of Solomon 2:7 advises, "Do not awaken or stir up love until it so desires." Anticipation does not weaken love, it strengthens it. The person wrestling with feelings is learning that restraint heightens appreciation, deepens connection, and amplifies the sacredness of the eventual union. Every moment of waiting, reflection, and restraint adds weight, value, and purpose to the love that will be revealed. Chosen ones, understand that divine timing governs all. Ecclesiastes 3:1 reminds us that there is a time for everything, a season for every activity under heaven. God's timing is flawless. Every moment of restraint, hesitation, and wrestling is part of a greater divine plan. What may feel like delay is preparation. What seems like confusion is instruction. And what appears as struggle is purification. Heaven is orchestrating a love that is deliberate, enduring, and extraordinary. The struggle is also teaching both hearts about stewardship of influence. Ephesians 5:21 encourages mutual submission out of reverence for Christ. The one wrestling with feelings is learning how to honor, respect, and nurture what God has placed before them. Their restraint demonstrates reverence for God's plan, care for your heart, and acknowledgement that love is a sacred trust, not a mere emotional experience. Chosen ones, this internal conflict is producing endurance. 1 Corinthians 13:7 reminds us that love bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. The fighting their feelings is learning to endure desire, resist impulse, and maintain faithfulness. Endurance now ensures stability, resilience, and covenantal capacity later. The struggle is a crucible refining love into a force capable of lasting through trials, challenges, and seasons of uncertainty. This season is also revealing the importance of gratitude. 1 Thessalonians 5:18 instructs us to give thanks in all circumstances. The restraint, anticipation, and alignment of hearts cultivate appreciation for God's wisdom, timing, and protection. When love is finally expressed, it will be infused with thankfulness, humility, and reverence, ensuring that it is both enduring and sacred. Chosen ones, understand that this struggle is producing teachability. Proverbs 1:5 states, "Let the wise listen and add to their learning." The one wrestling with feelings is learning to follow guidance, heed instruction, and receive correction from God. Their heart is being trained to listen, obey, and act with discernment. Teachability ensures that love, when revealed, is capable of growth, adaptation, and obedience to divine principles. This internal battle is also rewriting patterns of the past. Jeremiah 3:1-33 speaks of a new covenant written on the heart. Old wounds, unhealthy attachment patterns, and emotional immaturity are being addressed in silence, obedience, and prayer. God is preparing a heart capable of love that is pure, covenantal, and untainted by past mistakes. Their struggle ensures that when love is expressed, it will be whole, healed, and aligned with divine purpose. Chosen ones, this season of restraint is preparing both hearts for impact. The love that emerges will not be ordinary. It will be a testimony of God's power, timing, and faithfulness. Isaiah 61:3 speaks of garments of praise instead of despair, oil of joy instead of mourning. The love born from this struggle will glorify God, inspire faith, and demonstrate the beauty of divine orchestration. Every moment of wrestling, prayer, and restraint contributes to a union that is sacred, enduring, and extraordinary. As hearts continue to wrestle, spirits mature, and divine timing unfolds, know this: God is refining motives, strengthening resolve, deepening understanding, and aligning every step according to His perfect plan. The battle of feelings, the restraint, the anticipation, all are orchestrated by heaven to produce a love that is powerful, holy, covenantal, and unstoppable. What may seem hidden, delayed, or uncertain to human eyes is in reality a masterpiece being crafted by the hand of God. A love story that will reveal His faithfulness, His timing, and His glory in ways the world cannot imitate or predict. In conclusion, chosen ones, understand this truth: the struggle you have witnessed, the restraint in the heart of another, and the wrestling of feelings are all orchestrated by God Himself. This is not happenstance, nor is it a trial without purpose. Every moment of hesitation, every prayer whispered, every unspoken thought has been under the sovereign hand of the Almighty, shaping hearts, refining character, and preparing both of you for a love that is holy, enduring, and divinely appointed. Psalm 37:5 declares, "Commit your way to the Lord, trust in Him, and He will act." The waiting, the restraint, and even the struggle are all part of His perfect plan. This love, once fully revealed, will not be ordinary. It will shock the world, not because of human drama, but because of the undeniable presence of God's hand at work. It will testify to the power of obedience over impulse, patience over haste, and faith over doubt. What has been restrained, refined, and tested will emerge in perfection, a union that honors God, strengthens destiny, and inspires all who witness it. Chosen ones, trust in the timing, trust in the process, and trust in the one who orchestrates all things. The heart that wrestled with feelings has been disciplined, the desire that was restrained has been purified, and the love that was tested will now emerge as a covenant that is unshakable, sacred, and extraordinary. Rejoice, for God's plan cannot fail. His timing is flawless, and His love, once revealed, will demonstrate that what He has prepared is far greater than anything you could have imagined.